Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's a Thursday morning, and you're tuned into the Smooth, the breakfast, taking you into your workday as smoothly as smooth can be. Ayokunmi here, and it's that time to get into the world of entertainment. You know what it is? All the gist, music, movies, and of course, spilling all the tea that is to be spilled. This is the Grapevine. Welcome along to the ride with us. And you can be a part of it, as always. Hey, we love when you join us on the conversation and share your perspectives as well. You can do that by sending on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 444 is the WhatsApp number. We're also streaming on YouTube, so you can join us there and also leave a comment, and I definitely will take it as we get along. Joining me this morning to, of course, get into the stories, give their own perspectives as well, and just give us some, analysis, as it were. James Silas and, of course, Oris are in. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, everybody, wherever you're listening from. Yes, we are live, and of course, as usual, in for a good time today.
Yeah.
Good morning, Oris. How
Good
you
morning,
doing?
Lagos, and good morning from wherever you're listening to us from. Yes, I
Right.
am fine, I believe. I'm sorry I was missing last week. It was due to an unavoidable situation where I had to travel to Eastern Nigeria. But yes, I am back.
What did you bring from Eastern Nigeria?
I bring you good tidings, glad tidings, and I bring you the information that Anambra State is not Lagos.
I don't know what that means, but anyways, welcome back. Or it's great to have you back in. Let's get into the conversation this morning. Oh my goodness. Boris, I beg. Anyways, let's talk about Ira Star, who has been, in the news lately, and she has been doing some really great stuff as Grammy-nominated singer Ira Star continues to enjoy global success as she joins the iconic band Coldplay on their tour of Australia. Now, as part of Coldplay's Music of the Spheres 2024 World Tour, the multi-award winning group will headline 11 dates across Australia and New Zealand, and Ira Star will open for them alongside Zimbabwean singer Shone and Australian X Factor contestant and singer Emmanuel Kelly. Now, at the latest concert at the Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, Ira Star thrilled the audience with performances of her hit singles Rush and songs from her sophomore album, The Year I Turned 21. Ira Star, doing big things in terms of music. I mean, rolling with Coldplay, one of the biggest musical groups, in the world, opening for them. I mean, that is good stuff for her. She's going from strength to strength. I mean, after the release of The Year I Turned 21, I think it's only going up or only looking up for her at this point in time or going forward. What do you think, James?
Absolutely. It's not big. So, fact is, I think generally, maybe with the all the mergers and the acquisition and the you know businesses or current situation of the company, all of the artists are going to definitely benefit, or they've been benefiting from a lot of the aftermath of their not so long business deal. I mean, look at Rema. Rema performed at the is it the Ballon d'Or, or what's it called? The last earlier this year, I believe. Earlier this year, UEFA, one of these I think Ballon d'Or, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember right now, but it will come to me.
Yeah, he
It will come
did.
to
He
me
did perform
eventually.
at one of the biggest football events. I think it was earlier this year, and we saw him at the World Cup um, performance as well. No, not the World Cup per se, but they played his music. He performed at NBA, I think, NBA last year or this. I just can't place the dates right now. But of course, we've seen them on a lot of big stages where they
It
are
was at the
performing and where
Ballon
they
d'Or. It
have
was late. It was late last year at the
late
Ballon
last
d'Or.
year. Okay, yeah. So you see that I believe that it's coming from all of those collaborative people that are handling it now, all of the connects that they have, and so on. And it's only proper that I mean, you reap or you benefit from those kind of opportunities, and which is not particularly um, something you can come by ordinarily. So these are major moves that have been made by the company or by the label to position their artists. Coldplay is not, I don't know. Coldplay is it's this is a legendary band, It's a legendary band, and their system there is not like here, where I mean, you perform till In fact, once you get married in around this side of the industry, they just think that, hey, it's over for your career or something. But there we're talking about decades of um live performances, decade of activeness in on stage, activities on stage, even with the record sales, with going on tours. I mean, those are things that we hardly really have here, apart from promoters setting up concerts and events and stuff. Artists don't really have that whole tour culture back here in Africa or Nigeria. So, but there they have it, you know. So it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. It will impact greatly on her um experience on stage, to impact greatly on her numbers, digital numbers, and it will impact greatly on even her personality and her self-confidence. So it's a big deal.
Right. Oris, I mean, Ira is actually featured on Coldplay's latest album. That's Moon Music. I haven't had time to check it out, but I definitely will because I love Coldplay. She's featured on the track Good Feeling, and that makes her only the fourth woman that Coldplay will feature. I've been following collaborations with Rihanna, with Beyonce, and Selena Gomez as well. I mean, those are royalty when you talk about the music business, generally speaking, in their nearly 30-year career. I mean, that has to mean that there's something about Ira that screams quote unquote greatness.
No, sorry, it doesn't scream greatness. It screams the market reality, so to speak, and maybe a personal love for what she does. But I don't think it screams greatness. I don't believe that this is really I don't think this is what greatness is about, at least not yet. She would have to do this repeatedly for me to take care that, you know what, this is actual greatness. So I don't believe greatness, but I think it's, as James has said, it's a very, very, it's a big deal, and it's a good thing that's happening to her. I'm always just wondering sometimes about stuff like this, how much of this type of, in quote, endorsements filter back into Nigeria, both in terms of the industry. Does this mean that a collaboration like this would see more whites? Let's face it, because pop music globally is, I think, at the top of it is probably white people or white musicians. Does it mean more white or more American successful musicians would look into Africa or look at Nigeria and say, hey, who else can we possibly work with? I hope that it means that, but I don't know if it does mean that. The other thing for me is, as a person, as a big fan of Coldplay back in the day, because I think their first 3 or 4 albums were really, really, really great. I'm not really a fan of everything they've done since their 4th album. I just wonder how much of this band Arasta actually knew before getting called up to do a collaboration with her. I just wonder about that, I think Aria is early 20s, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's
Very early
early 20s.
20s.
Yeah, so man, look, 2002, 2003, we were grooving in what's it called? Coldplay at university. So I'm not thinking to myself, my goodness, that's such a huge. I'm serious. Yes, because my friends were very big rock fans in school. So it just feels to me like, wait, my goodness, this babe who was, I don't know, I wonder how old she was at the time, is now on the same record with these guys who provided such huge moments for me and my friends back in school. So yeah, so it just feels a little surreal hearing that this girl in her 20s is working with people as iconic as Coldplay. So yes, good on her. And I don't know if it means this, but sometimes I think if you work with a band like Coldplay, if you are the curious type of artist, I think it probably should lead you to go and take a look at their catalog. So if Ira either doesn't know about it, or hopefully she goes to research and see just how good these guys were. Of course, the people still think they're good. I don't agree anymore, but they were really good in their first 4 albums. If she goes back, and I wonder if she can take any tips from some of the great music they did back in the day, and if not sample, but adopt a few elements from those, and let's see what it does to her music. Because I think Ira Star, like a lot of artists of our generation, they are very malleable to accepting other influences. So say you had an Ira Star song that incorporates a song there's a very old song from Coldplay called Yellow. I just wonder what an
classic.
Arasta, yes, I wonder what an Arasta version of Yellow would sound like. You understand? So anyway, yeah. So these are the kind of things that I hope would happen. I know they won't, but I really, really would hope that
You can
something
only
like
hope.
this actually. You said?
You can only hope. You can only hope.
Yeah, I can
So
only
let's
hope
go.
that something like that does happen. But yes, on the level of business, yes, good. It's a great thing to happen for her. I just hope that it comes down. It means that we see more of this for Nigerian artists, and sometimes I hope that it means that the artistic what's it called now? The artistic influences in the music, in the Nigerian music, in the Arastad music going forward, just because she's now very familiar with the guys at Coldplay.
All right, all right. Great stuff. Okay, so from one artist making a great splash to another one making a splash, but not in the way that you probably would have thought. Talking about Davido. Now, he has faced backlash from fans after excitedly announcing that he participated in the ongoing presidential elections in the US. Of course, Donald Trump won that. As election day dawned in the US on October the 5th, 2024, Davido took to X to post a picture of him holding his I voted sticker, happily announcing that he exercised his civil rights for the first time ever. Now, this post was not, I mean, obviously not well received by a lot of Nigerians who accused him of not being as vocal about the Nigerian presidential elections in 2023 as he is now. And, they've been calling him out. I mean, Davido is 31, so he's voting for the first time either in the US or in America. I mean, he can both ways. And a lot of people are not having it, saying, come. I mean, with all the love we show you in Nigeria, with all the support that you get from here and all that, I mean, you're carrying the US elections on your head more than the Nigerian elections and so on and so forth. I mean, guys, is this unfounded? Is this even necessary? All this beef, should I say, over how he chose to express his should I say political affiliations, if I can put it that way.
Ayo, you see Nigeria, the way the situation right now, and and the T-pain economy that people are dealing, and in fact, everybody I believe we're dealing with. Um, People just look for anywhere to pour their emotion, their pains, or whoever they will choose to blame for their, for how they feel or their situation. The fact is that David is American and Nigerian. He has a right to vote for whoever he wants to vote for, especially, even in America. And I believe that I've seen a couple of videos where he was joking and he's probably supporting, one of the candidates, and which is why he made sure that he had to go and vote. It's why also with hope that his candidate wins and, somehow, some way he will affiliate, just saying. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's wrong for Davido to have voted, and for the fact that he burst out on social media is probably why people are mad about it. Sometimes you just look at yourself and just be like, "What the heck? Why this person?" Okay, and for that they just go off on him. But I don't see anything wrong with what he has done. I don't see why people and who says that or who said that Davido did not participate in the last elections. I don't know about the presidential elections, but he was very vocal. He has been very vocal with elections in his main state, and also I see probably in PDP, um, you know, um, um, governing states because I think that both him and his family are members of the PDP. But
I mean,
I think
his
that
uncle
I
is
don't see any.
his uncle is the governor of Osun State, so
That's what I'm saying. So and the uncle is a PDP candidate or person. So I don't see why people are saying or all the whole craze about him voting, and it's unnecessary. Um, but hey, if you talk from today to tomorrow, it won't change the fact that Davido participated and he has expressed it, and I don't think he cares much about how people feel about it because if I was in the same position and I'm actually present in America at that point in time, I'm going to vote. So I don't know what the big deal is. It's not the cause of the problem in Nigeria now. That's the same thing they did to Dave Basketball when he was out of town, working for his life. And then people thought that, oh, he did not come and vote, he did not. And guess what? Go and look at a lot of people that are talking there. Tell them to show their PVCs. A guy will count with their fingers. That's a lot of them don't even have it. But once they see opportunity to want to troll a celebrity or somebody they see on social media, boom, you see all their fingers will come out and. So but it's what it is. He voted, so what?
Well,
Hmm.
I think differently about
Or
this. I think that
Oris, can you just hold on to that thought? We just take a very quick break. When we come back in, I'll let you get your thoughts in. All right, keep it tuned to keep it tuned to the grapevine. I'm about to the locker room. I don't know why. On Smooth 98.1. Don't go anywhere. People will always have an opinion,
and they
one way
should,
or another.
and I believe they should.
No, they should actually. It's just that when look at the comments, look at what people are talking and everything. A lot of them they've never voted to in their own country. They are just looking for who to pass their frustration on. Really, like what is wrong with what David did? What are they talking about, and what is wrong with what David did?
Yeah, I will do what I can to answer this question on air.
No, but Oris, you know you're a troll yourself.
No, I'm not.
Oris a troll.
Unless troll is what they call people who are thinkers.
Wow. Meaning
So
what
let's hear what
exactly?
I mean, I'm a thinker
I
now,
know.
and James wants to call me a troll.
No. So let's.
I'll go
I
back
think
in.
we'll let him land.
All right, welcome back into the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1, your love music, love live station. This is the Smooth Breakfast. We're talking entertainment and all the gist, spitting over tea as well. We're looking forward to you sharing your thoughts with us. So you can do that on WhatsApp on 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 0981. That is the WhatsApp number. Also, we're streaming on YouTube. You can catch us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can also drop your comments there, and I definitely will take them as well. James Silas and Oris are in the building on Zoom with us this morning. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Oris, you're about to share your thoughts concerning the backlash Davido received over his voting in the US elections and so on and so forth.
Yes, I think yes that the backlash is needed for a sort of brain reset on Davido's part. America doesn't need Davido's votes. Let's face it. It's a country that has they are fine. No matter what happens, they will be fine. I don't believe that Nigeria will be fine. And so people who have influence like Davido um, need to understand that. And what that would mean sometimes is that publicly display good behavior so that other people can also follow. I see James was mentioning the bit about where is his uncle from? Is that Ogun State or Ondo State? Which state is that?
Ocean
Yes.
State.
Ocean
Oshun.
Story, exactly. Good. So James was making a point about him and of course, everybody knows for the past 2-3 years, Davido has been making noise about Ocean State. But let's face it, that's only because his uncle is contesting. So for me,
No,
that means
he also spoke about Edo State too. The Edo State
yes, but
election
that's
he
also
did
because
too.
border is from there. Anyway, my point is this largely is that when it came to the big chunky elections, which is the presidency, which is what he was busy demonstrating online, I feel like our celebrities, our influential people, especially people like Davido, who seem to have some sort of political interest in some ways, they need to do a whole lot more to sensitize people about, going to vote because those things matter. Now you go up and you are showing us whatever they did in the US. Why don't you do the same thing here? So when I saw someone, I'm like, you know what? I get it. Davido needs to understand that you hold a certain position. You are not, of course, anybody's father and everything. That's entirely fine. But I think that if you feel proud enough to say, hey, I voted in the US elections, you should equally demonstrate the same thing for Nigeria because you hold both passports. And to be fair, like I said, you probably mean a whole lot more to Nigeria than you do to the US. But part of the thing here is a cultural thing here. Nigeria, as a country, we respect the foreign, especially if it's Western and white, we respect that a whole lot more than our own stuff here. And to be honest, I mean, I can understand it. We have failed ourselves so many times that people are like, you know what, let's just ignore what is happening over here. But I don't think that Davido should be in a position to say that. If I say that, if James says that, if Ayo says that, I think that's fine. Davido, on the other hand, I think has a duty to say, hey, what can I do to make things better? Rub it in our face that you can vote in the US elections. I'm happy for you. But please let us also be aware that you can also do the same thing, the exact same thing for the country that I guess has given you such fame and clout. If you were nobody in Nigeria, I'm not sure anybody will be retweeting or responding to your stuff about voting in the US. Nobody cares. But you matter to us, and that's why you have got that backlash. The problem, though, with Nigeria is, or Nigerian celebrities, is that I'm not sure they are like our leaders in a way. They are very, I don't know, in a word, they are very deaf to what people are saying. So I'm sure that he thinks it's haters who are saying stuff. But I think, like, no, it's not haters. Or it's not just haters. There are also people who are well-meaning who are saying to themselves that, look, can you be as proud about voting in Nigeria as you are as proud about voting in the US? I understand that we love the foreign, we love the white man, and everything. That's entirely fine. But please demonstrate that, you know what, there are certain things here that would need you to also weigh in on. One of those things is voting, because it's super important. So yeah, so for me, I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Let him get his backlash. I hope he's inside his house, written and nothing in state. Although, like I said, the Nigerian celebrity is such a deaf human being, and I'm not sure he's doing that. But I hope that that's exactly what he's doing in his house.
All right, let me take a couple of messages here. Tyler says, Oris with the balloon and pin. It says, I greet you especially on Masha. Ira Star is making you proud. Okay. Davido has been vocal in politics, don't be deceived. Well, he hasn't voted up until now, so there's that. Xavier from Bagada says, Morning House, Unyenkem, good morning. Greeting you, James. And Rabble Rouser, I see you. That definitely is for you. It's for you, Oris, Rabble Rouser. Then he
He
says,
or she is fired.
Xavier then says, I go vex for you. Aren't there more important stories to bring to the grapevine? You are telling us what non-entity said about David voting in the US. It was making the rounds. That's why I brought it. And of course, we've made a case for it right now.
They have come for you too.
Further says, whose fault is it when people decide to have selective amnesia? Besides all the noise those ants are making, when Debo was dehumanized during NSAS, how many stood by him or in the least voiced out? Besides, David is a US citizen by birth. These celebrities don't owe us their commitment because a lot of the people see them like demigods. That's why some of them misbehave. Or as during last year's elections in Nigeria, a lot of celebrities spoke. What did they receive in return? You guys should spare me, I beg. Xavier is not having it at all.
Xavier,
Yeah.
Xavier, I understand you're disillusioned, but like I said, I'm not other celebrities have not come out to come and say, hey, I voted in Seychelles, I voted in Ghana, I voted in UK. You get? Davido has done it. So that's why he deserves the koboko that we are dishing out to him on social media and on radio.
Other celebrities are not Americans. If they probably were, they would vote and they will, show. And the truth
Let
is
them do
that
the same thing for us here too. That's
there's a
what I'm saying.
possibility. Nobody cares about you. There's a possibility that Davido has even voted here and did not even show his say, oh, I vote.
That is the problem. He should. Why is he not proud enough to say that though?
He's 31. But James, he's 31.
Davido
has never voted in America before. That's why he showed it. Well, like, first time he's voting in America as an American. What are you talking about? Did not say that he has never voted in Nigeria. He did not say anything to any of you. Then you think that because he has said, oh, I just voted for the first time in America, then everybody's mad at him. Oh, they did.
Do David the same thing too here. James, you are the problem of Nigeria. James is the problem of Nigeria.
Are your own problems.
We have found out today. This man, James,
is the problem of Nigeria. Problems. Go and tackle. Go out and fight for your lives on the streets. If you are not feeling or happy about
fine in my house, James Silas. I am very fine in my house. I don't have to go out.
David is not your problem. David is not your problem.
David is Nigeria's problem, and James is his collaborator.
He's not the one that is making the fuel price or dollar price go up. You all should focus, man. Leave the man alone. He's human.
Let's focus. No. Let's focus on getting back into the stories. I can feel the passion coming from both of you. It's very understandable. And I'm loving the energy, as always, on the grapevine. Let's talk about Ufoma McDermott, who has been in the news recently. Sad stuff coming out, right there. She narrated how her battle with kidney disease was traced to long-term painkiller abuse. Now, that's one of the reasons I actually jumped on this story. Now, she made this known in an interview not so long ago. Now, speaking on her 12-year battle with kidney disease, the actress advised the general public to prioritize their health. Now, while revealing that her condition was a side effect of long-term painkiller abuse, she said she really wished everyone would understand the importance of health. Now, the funny thing is, before I saw the story, was it last week or 2 weeks ago or thereabouts? I was talking to a friend. We're in a gathering together, and she was asking if I had painkillers. And I know that she has asked for painkillers from me at different times before. And I had to tell her, come, these painkillers you're using, they're actually bad for you. They are actually bad for your kidneys. And she thought I was just trying to dissuade her and everything. And then not too long after, I saw this story about from McDermott coming to say that long-term painkiller abuse led to her kidney issues. I actually said that you said the story to that person in question. I mean, this is something that people should actually know when it comes to their health. Any small thing, paracetamol, any small thing, pop, ibuprofen, and so on and so forth. I mean, Ufoma is really going through a tough time right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Okay, James.
no, go ahead, Oris, go.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to say that as a human being with a degree in pharmacy, I have to say that this is a big problem, especially I think for women. Of course, part of the problem is just biology, basic biology, that time of the month where things kind of like go a bit tricky for them. So I get that. But I've always said to the women in my life, my sisters and etc., that look, if you can, I don't know, I guess bear the pain, because this is a very big if. I think you probably should,
Very, very
because
big if.
drugs, are very, 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 very tricky thing. It gives you the relief now, but frankly, the long term might not be quite as what's it called now, as nice. So it's one of the things I've always said that if you can hold up on the drug, just let it go. You understand? Especially for painkillers. Painkillers are a very, very tricky thing. I mean, there's also the issue of addiction. If it's really one of those really potent opioids that you're using, we all know about the tramadol epidemic like a few years ago. Probably still happening now. They have to ban the drug. So there's stuff like that. So there's all these things that drugs give, and I get it. But I'm always like, if you can avoid medicines, please, by all means, avoid them, because you're overloading the kidneys. The kidneys also have to do regular work with food and the regular drinks and the regular drinks. Now you're not adding something that's entirely artificial to it, which is this synthetic drug. So it's pretty tricky. I don't want to lecture, but I'm always like, you know what? If you can stay off the medicines, you definitely should stay off the medicines. I get the occasional headache, but I'm always like, you know what? It's a headache. It's going to pass. So let it just go rather than like pop something. Just let it go. So of course, I understand that there are times when it's not possible to let it go. That I get, but I feel like there are many times when the drug is really just it's like Nigerians, it's like how we take flagyl. For instance, you have one kind of like what's it called now, stomach pain, and you're like rushing to go and take flagyl. That is incredibly wrong for me from a pharmaceutical perspective. Incredibly, incredibly wrong. But we are who we are. I think, and things will only change if, I guess, more people say, hey, look, maybe you should just chill. Let it go first. If it persists, they used to say back in the day, in all those adverts on TV back in the day, where you say that if symptoms persist after 3 days, consult a doctor.
Consult your
Actually, it should
doctor,
be
yeah.
like, if the symptoms persist after 3 days, then you should probably think about taking a med. Of course, depending on the severity. But generally speaking, for pain that is like that you can ignore, you should probably just stay off it, because it's really, really dangerous. So I'm really happy that at least somebody with the kind of celebrity and fame that Ufoma has said this. I hope more people speak about stuff like this.
Right. James.
And always is a pharmacist, by the way, guys, if you don't know, and just not practicing. So yes, is the fact. I mean, personally, I have that consciousness in my head that look, medication every time is very, very bad. It's not good, no matter how. But I mean, some people don't probably don't have a choice but to be on some heavy kind of medication. But you see, if you have your way, if it's possible, if it's for the pain, sometimes you might have to just try and see if you can bear and pass. But I see it's also very difficult for especially women really who have to go through their whole monthly cycles and stuff and the pain and everything, coupled with some people IBS, some people endometriosis and so on. And it can be very, very difficult. I've seen videos of people where they say, okay, they'll put some kind of pain inducers or some things on patches on their body, on the guy's body to say, okay, just test. This is just an iceberg or the taste of the iceberg of how menstrual pain feels. and I see that the guys cannot. Sometimes I say, let me maybe they should come and put on me. Let me see how it feels. I just feel like they're over, or exaggerating. But I really, really think that they are not exaggerating it. I think that
Oh, they are
it's
not.
very painful. So, but I mean, shout out to for the platform, both today and for Forman to talking about it as well. So it just sort of draws the pointer to people who probably are in that situation and to make you understand that hey, you need to take a chill pill, not literally, but yeah.
No, literally, yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, James. Let me take 2 messages here and we'll round up the conversation this morning. Tayo says, all these arguments are secondary. My own is Omoeko Ruby Rose still in Lagos? Tayo, I don't know that one.
Can you imagine?
I don't
Who is this?
know.
Tayo is the comedian, please. Tayo, this is not 90,000 laps, please.
He
This
then
is the
says
grapevine.
also, he then said also, Mr. Charles Amoshine got married. Got married. Well, he's about to get married, according to what he said. We don't know if he's married yet. So there's that. He then says drug abuse and addiction is real, not only narcos from Uluwadon Escobar. Oris the Savage and pharmacist. I still greet you. Tayo, you and Oris. Anyways,
I
it's
greet
you
you
and Oris
too.
there. Not you and me. Xavier says drugs are like the devil, giving with the right hand, receiving with the left hand. People should sleep and sleep in capital letters. I second that. Proper rest does a lot of magic. Fruits and veggies, you can never go wrong with them. Exercise to remove all the toxins we inhale, eat, or drink. I just hope people will listen. All right. Xavier. Okay, Xavier is a certified nutritionist. Okay, good to know that, Xavier. Good to know.
Hook me up,
Maybe I'm happy to hear this. So I thought you were just a certified Oris troll, but yeah, I'm happy that you have another job.
Come on, Oris. Xavier is not a troll.
We need to call it a
I'm
morning,
just
guys.
there.
Thank you so much for coming through. Always a fun time having you guys on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having us. Ayo, James Silas is James Silas on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. If you hit me up, send me a message or something, say, oh, I'm from the Grapevine. I'll definitely say hi to you. Thanks for listening.
All right, and it's Catch Oris on the Twitters and Catch Orisgram on the Instagram. And yeah, I'll be back. Wait, will I be back next week? I might not. I'll be traveling, so fingers crossed.
Okay, we shall see then. All right, guys, have a great Thursday morning and, of course, rest of the week. Thank you for your messages as well. Keep it tuned to Smooth 98.1. We'll have conversation at 9 o'clock on Lagos Talks. It's going to be a great one, as always.